What's up, everyone? James Lynch here doing a quick reaction video to the news that Belal Muhammad will be taking on Ian Garry at UFC Qatar coming up here November 22nd. This according to Dana White, who's on Instagram to announce the fight. Just glad to see these welterweights get booked, right? We've been kind of having a logjam up at the top of the division right now. A number of names not out there. This fight makes a lot of sense. What's going on with Sean Brady? I thought that was the fight that made a lot of sense with Sean Brady and Ian Garry. Also Kamaru Usman, why is he not fighting Belal? I'd like to hear why none of those fights came to fruition as well. So, kind of playing the process of elimination. I'm sure we'll get Garry, Shavkat, Kamaru Usman, all these names at the top of the division booked fairly soon. Michael Morales also up there as well. So we're getting closer and closer to figuring out how this division is going to get matched up. But this is still a really good fight and fun one for the division. Doing a quick tail of the tape between these two. Belal Muhammad, 37 years old, 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. You got Ian Garry, who is 27 years old, 6'3" with a 74.5-inch reach. So see Ian Garry going to be taller, longer, also 10 years younger than Belal Muhammad. That is a pretty big gap there. I will do an early look preview of this fight coming up here pretty soon. My initial pick on this fight, going off, just last couple performances and Belal getting up there in age a little bit. I'm going to take Ian Garry by a decision in this fight, just for the simple fact that, he's younger. Belal, again, I didn't have a good performance against Jack Della Maddalena. Can he turn the clock back in this fight with Ian Garry? Certainly possible, but right now, my initial pick on this one's going to be Ian Garry. Should also mention, as Marcel points out in this line of tweets here, that Arman Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker is also official for this card. Again, it doesn't say here if it's the main event, or it is the main event. There we go, hashtag main event. I already did a video on that fight when it was rumored a couple weeks ago, so you guys can go check that out on the channel as well, but glad to see Arman booked. We've been waiting a while to see him back in action. He hasn't fought since UFC 300. Definitely going with Arman in this fight as well. So yeah, just quick video on this fight. Do wonder what's going on with Kamaru Usman, because that was the fight to make. I really wanted to see Kamaru Usman and Belal Muhammad, especially after what happened with that whole issue on the podcast. But hey, if fighters aren't ready to go or whatever the issue is, not a bad fight at all for this fight to take place in Qatar. Good chance for Belal to bounce back after losing the title, and for Ian Garry building off that win over Carlos Prates. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Was this the fight to make on both fights? We got the Belal Muhammad Ian Garry fight official, Arman Tsarukyan and Dan Hooker. What were these the fights to make, and what are your early predictions for these fights as well? Let me know. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram @LynchOnSports. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.